Sorry for interruption here, but we are joined by our correspondent from Al Mansoura, Nermen Abdel. Nermen, can you update us about the voting process in Al Mansoura?
Hello, Mahisti. A very good afternoon. Yes, Mahisti, speaking from Al Mansoura, from the capital of Al Governorate, and in particular from Shajarat Ad-Dor Prep School in Al Gala Street here in Mansoura, one of the main streets. You know, here I found that there are security procedures taken to secure the voting process, as Al is one of the biggest governorates all over the country. We do have here 4,730,000 eligible voters. We do have such a marathon between or among 288 candidates for 21 seats for the individuals and 17 for the party lists. General Tariq Marzouk, the governor of Al was very much keen to have inspection tours in different polling stations here in Al Mansoura and in other cities all over Al Governorate to make sure that all procedures are taken to facilitate the voting process in front of the candidates all over the province. And I also had the opportunity to speak with one of the councillors who is responsible for the polling station here, Councillor Abdel, who ensured me that there were no irregularities which took place until the moment, that the turnout is to be considered as heavy, and it was not expected, let me call it this way. And as usual, when it comes to the Egyptian women, Mahisti, they are all the time in the forefront. They are all the time giving such an example and saying that they are going to continue sharing, informing the future of this country. And here it's about the parliamentary elections, the House of the Representatives election. And if this is to say something, it's to say that the political awareness among our Egyptian people is really great, knowing well that what they are doing, it's not only for them or even for this generation, it's also for the coming generations. Mahisti.
Yes, indeed, Nermen, and of course we are seeing also on the screen the youth are participating and taking part in the election process as well and in the voting. So how do you see the youth participating at Al Mansoura, Nermen?
Yes, Mahisti, I also was keen even to speak with some of them. And by the way, not only the voters, but the volunteers. You know, such occasions, Mahisti, are also sending a number of messages regarding the Egyptian youth. The volunteers who are sharing here in this constitutional process is saying that they're totally aware of their responsibilities, even if they are still undergraduate students, even if they are not going to be paid for that. The culture of volunteering, Mahisti, is really prevailing and all over the country. And to see that we do have a number of volunteers to help people with special needs in specific to cast their ballot is really an image which can make you proud of being Egyptians. Regarding the voters, you can find here all age categories, Mahisti, whether the elderly people, the youth, people, men, women, and it's all the time turning to be a democratic festival, if I may call it this way. You can find families, you can find children coming with the Egyptian flags to share and to learn practically what they are going to do when they are some of the eligible voters who are going to continue with shaping the future of this country, and as I said here, in the parliamentary life of Egypt. Mahisti.
Indeed, finally, Nermen, the security procedures outside of the polling stations, were there any irregularities, any problems reported at the polling station that you are covering from in Al Mansoura?
Well, the Ministry of Interior or the police forces already shouldered the responsibility of all the polling stations about 2 or 3 days ago. And there was such a fruitful coordination among all concerned bodies, whether it's the governorate or the security personnel. And by the way, Mahisti, since you reminded me of the procedures taken even around the polling stations, it was very much also clear that there is another mission for the medical teams. There are a number of medical teams scattered all over the Dakhaliya governorate to make free medical checks for the voters and to make sure that if anyone is in need for emergent intervention by the medical team, they are going to be there, and they are going to continue in drawing this very civilized image. Mahisti.
Yes, indeed, Nermen Abdel, our correspondent from Al Mansoura. Thank you so much, Nermen, and we'll be back to you throughout the day for more updates on the voting process from Al Mansoura. And back to our dear guest in the studio, Dr. Talat. Doctor, do you have any comment regarding the voting process?
It's interesting what we're hearing, that there are no irregularities. So as we said, that